And for some of you watching before my blood pressure goes through the roof. What do you think about this fridge, guys? This Samsung Bespoke 36-inch 4-door flex refrigerator with AI family hubs and AI vision. You know the thing that I love a lot when I get a fridge. Does it have AI? Does it have an AI family hub? You know what I love when I buy a fridge? A fucking screen! A little computer baked into it. You know, last I remembered, a fridge is meant for one thing: sticking shit in so it don't spoil. How much do you think this fridge costs in Canadian dollaroonies? $4,195. I'm not here to just talk about the fridge. What if the fridge could display ads? You might be wondering. Now, I'm sure there's somebody in the comments who are like, oh my God, Muda, that's a great idea. I wish my refrigerator displayed ads. I wish you would go fuck yourself if you said that. So why am I bringing this up? Well, ladies and gentlemen, I thought... I thought it couldn't be done. Samsung is bringing fucking ads to fridges these days. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, no joke. Samsung believes this is a pilot program to strengthen the value of owning a fridge. Now, mind you, if you buy a fridge for over $1,800, the last thing you should be expecting is a fucking ad playing on the screen. Now, like I said, I never understood the concept of buying a refrigerator with a screen attached to it. I don't understand the point. Like, I had one person tell me, Muda, I put the grocery list on the fridge, okay? And I'm like, my homie, do you have a cell phone? Do you have a piece of paper with a fucking pen? You can write that shit down there and save yourself a pretty bag. Now, again, I'm not an expert at kitchen appliances. I usually just buy what's the most reasonable appliance, and something that isn't so terribly cheap that I know it's gonna not be good. And I don't buy like a $7,000 fridge because it has a fucking Android tablet baked into it that now can display ads. I made a video a while back where I got a Raspberry Pi to like network-wide ad block, and somehow I feel like that's just the future for everything going forward, man. So anyways, let's look forward into it. Samsung is committed to innovation and enhancing everyday... What's innovative about a fucking pop-up ad, motherfucker? Okay, it'd be one thing if you dug up the Rolodex and put the digital strippers on the screen, okay? All right, you know how they had it back in the day? Maybe, but an ad? You know how many ads I have to see every day? At this point, I'm pretty sure they're going to use gamma fucking radiation like Futurama to start beaming the ads into our body. It's just what it is. As part of our ongoing effort to strengthen the value, we are conducting a pilot program to offer promotions and curated advertisements on certain Samsung Family Hub refrigerator models in the US market. So I'm assuming the cheapest of the tablet-owning fridges are going to be where the ads are going to be. I don't imagine that $4,000 fucking bespoke Narnia-ass fridge that I showed in the beginning probably will have ads. If that has ads, I swear to God I'm rioting on the fucking streets. I'm actually going to lose it. As a part of this pilot program, Family Hub refrigerators in the US will receive an over-the-network software update with TNC and privacy notifications. So if you have any of these refrigerators, God forbid, maybe it's time for you to turn that Wi-Fi off, okay? Turn that update off. Advertising will appear on certain cover screens. The cover screen appears when a Family Hub screen is idle. Ad design format may change depending on Family Hub personalization options. Advertisements can be dismissed where ads are shown, meaning that specific ads will not appear again during the campaign period. We are 5 seconds away from you making waffles for your children in the morning and them having to look over their shoulder and see Kevin fucking Hart pimp out a goddamn gambling ad in front of them on your fucking fridge. At this point, I'm pretty sure down the road in like a year, don't quote me on this, The fridge might lock its door for 30 seconds so you watch an unskippable ad just to fetch your goddamn milk from inside it. You know, ladies and gentlemen, it's crazy, right? Like, you look at the history of a fridge for a second. You know, there's a term people use called in-shitification. And what I'm about to show you is a perfect example. Back in the day, a fridge used to be an icebox. Before we had electricity, there was literally a box you had inside your house. It contained insulated metals or wooden cabinets with a tray or compartment where you literally put in a giant block of fucking ice. There were trucks that came to your house with blocks of ice, and it's like, hey buddy, do you want to get your ice, your big ass comically large Tom and Jerry ass ice? We'll put it in the motherfucking fridge so you can cool your food down and it don't spoil. You know, we went from that inconvenience to having an actual electric refrigerator. And I swear to God, when that probably launched, people thought they were living in the time of the Jetsons, okay? They were like, hold on, honey. 5 years from now, we're going to be flying in cars. We're going to be going to the moon. We're going to colonize Mars. No, no, no. Decades later, we now have advertisements on the motherfucking fridge, boys. Insane shit. You know, I remember when they launched these Samsung fridges the first time with these screens, I was like, I don't understand the market for this, okay? You know, honestly, I still don't get the market. I don't understand the type of people that need a tablet. Do you honestly need a screen on everything? You know, it's motherfuckers that have, like, washing machines, and it's like, I gotta get a smart washing machine. Why? Why? Why do you need it to connect to the internet? What are you using it? You know, you go to your laundry, you know, you go to the washing machine, you stick your clothes in, you press the goddamn knob, and you walk away. You don't need it to goddamn synchronize to the cloud and do stupid shit. This is the problem with smart crap every single day. I cannot believe Samsung is doing this dog water. Now look, it's not just Samsung. This is in-shitification that I've seen blow up to an nth degree. You know, one of the things that I saw from YouTube was this. You know, they've got VO3 in YouTube Shorts now. Bring your imagination to life with VO3, Google's instant AI video generation model. So now you can bring this to YouTube Shorts. So you know all the YouTube AI slop that people have been making fun of? This is fresh from YouTube. I need you to just watch this real quick. I'm gonna need to start drinking some actual hardened ass alcohol whenever I record this shit. You know, the one thing that everyone's just kind of against, you know, YouTube's been having this like little weird view problem that a bunch of YouTubers have brought up. You know, the amount of AI ads that we see are insane. The AI slop channels that are out there pushing the most insane shit. You know, I've been seeing like fake body cam channels now. Everything is, you know what, man? The internet died a long time ago. I hate this dead internet theory shit because I hate the fact that it ain't even a theory. It's just real now, okay? It's just what it is. You know, one of the things that I expected from like a video sharing website is just the ability for, you know, content creators to share videos, those videos get recommended appropriately, and people to just have a sustainable platform. I don't understand what this push is with every platform and just the constant use of AI. AI. I'm not even like an anti-AI Luddite. I just don't think that we need artificial intelligence in every facet of our technology and hardware, okay? You know, forget YouTube. Let's just go back to the fridge. Why the fuck does a fridge, even to this day, need artificial intelligence? I honestly need to know. Now, when we talk about in-shitifications, it's not just ads. One of the things that I kind of wanted to talk about a little bit was, this is going to blow your mind. So this is a car, you know, this is a Volkswagen. This is an ID3 Volkswagen. This is an EV, an electric vehicle. And I'm actually somebody that likes electric vehicles. I think EVs are cool, okay? I love electric vehicles, okay? I'm an electric vehicle enjoyer. But I feel like any electrical vehicle you go to, whether it be, you know, the Teslas, the Mercedeses, the BMWs, the fucking Volkswagens, sometimes they do some really stupid shit. For instance, Volkswagen introduced, I'm not joking with you, a 16 pound sterling and 50 pence per month subscription Or you could pay that 649 pounds sterling for a lifetime subscription if you wanted to get access to more horsepower on your fucking car. Yeah, we're at a point, ladies and gentlemen, where we're putting subscription services on the fucking horsepower of your vehicle. Now, I want you to understand, okay? This is a scam. You bought the car, okay? You bought the motor vehicle. You bought the hardware that exists in the car. You bought it, okay? It's your car. So the motor, if it can spin at the highest possible fucking rate, you bought it. This is stupider than even the fucking, what is the BMW heated seat shit. Back in the day, BMW, they charged you monthly so you could use your heated seats that you paid for in your car. Imagine buying a car that costs like, what, $30,000, $40,000 sometimes, and then you have to pay extra, extra a month to get access to hardware that you fucking paid for, man. What clown world do we live in? So you're telling me some douchebag buys this Volkswagen, okay? They're like, all right, you know what? I got this vehicle. You know what? The horsepower is 500, and I assume the upgrade is probably like 50 horsepower or like 100 even if we're lucky. And Volkswagen is like, so you just pay us a little extra a month. We'll give you a little software patch that overclocks your motor so you can offset some of your range and drive faster. I want to hear what they have to say about this. A Volkswagen told the BBC that they believed giving people the option to purchase more power is nothing new. Historically, many petrol and diesel vehicles have been offered with engines of the same size, but with the possibility of choosing one for more potency. They added that the power upgrades would allow customers to opt for a sportier driving experience at any time, rather than committing from the outset with a higher initial purchase price. Man, you know what, dude? You know, just get up, spread your cheeks, just fuck my ass already. What kind of logic is that? What kind of logic does this company think it is? You sold the car with the you artificially reduced the effectiveness of the car's. Through software, you limited the person's vehicle so you could sell it to them later. I mean, forget the ads in the fridge, okay? The subscription service epidemic needs to fucking start. You know what? It all happened with like all these media services like Netflix and shit, right? Like, you know, it was fine back in the day. You know, Netflix would come at you and it's like, you give us $7, we give you all the movies you could stream to your heart's content. And then everyone started getting in that game. Okay, you got Disney Plus, you got Crave, you got Black.com, you got all these subscription services, and they're like, yeah, man, $10 a month, everything. Yeah, have you ever looked at your fucking auto bill every month if you subscribe to a lot of, if you're a solid, heavy-ass consumer, probably doing like $50, $100 a month. I'm not even trying to do this as like a Rocket Money sponsorship or whatever. I'm just saying we spend a lot of fucking money every month on subscriptions. And then they just keep upping the prices. You know, every year I get an email from every subscription service. It's like, yeah, by the way, Netflix is going from $10 a month to $15 a month. And you're like, first off, hold on. You can boil the frog all you want. Is anything on this service actually worth the $10 that I'm paying already? The answer is no, but they just keep raising the prices. And they don't just raise the prices. They still have to add the ads into the fucking subscription service. The whole point I paid for the subscription service was to get past the ads, but I still gotta see the ads. Oh, by the way, you can only stream it 480p, okay? It's gonna look like you're watching a movie through a mouse hole. You know, you want the 4K, you better pony up $30 a month or something, okay? Bandwidth ain't cheap. And I get it. I understand. Look, I'm not somebody that's wanting to get everything for nothing. I understand the concept of a fair pay. But I think with all these tech companies, we've gotten far past that. But when it gets to motor vehicles, man, when it gets to something like this, how do we not have the government jump in and say, yeah, by the way, this is a fucking scam. You paid for the car. You paid for it. Once you go Once you go to VW and you sign the little paper, okay, you get the vehicle transferred to your title. This is my car, okay? VW can't do shit to this car. I bought everything in that car. If this car could suck my fucking dick the moment I bought it, it better be able to suck my dick without a subscription service required, okay? God damn. You know, like, this whole video, the inspiration for it, I shit you not, is just me sort of grabbing all these little like articles here and there, like throughout the course of a month or two, and just sort of like hurting myself. What really tipped me over was the fact that a company like Samsung, okay, what are they, like a third of the GDP of South Korea? I mean, how much money do you even need? Not only are they releasing $1,500 plus fridges. Okay, these fridges ain't cheap. Okay, they're fucking expensive. We live in a time where this shit is expensive. These are expensive products. They're selling them to us, and then they're stuffing them full of ads. We are buying motor vehicles, thousands of dollars, and they still want to nickel and dime you just to rip it down the road and enjoy it, man. They're really trying to nickel and dime you on the tiniest pleasures in life, man. God damn. You know, the world is in a shitty spot, but I like to make these videos in a way where at least hopefully you kind of laughed at it, because that's really all you can in the absurdity of things. Ladies and gentlemen, if you like what you saw, please like, comment, and subscribe, just like, dislike, and I am out.